Hi Billy, I'm going to teach you a very important skill today. I want you to listen closely because you need to learn how to cook your own food when I'm not able to do it for you. Food is good for your nutrition, your bones, and for you to feel nice and full. In order to learn how to properly make your favorite dish, macaroni and cheese, you will need to listen to the steps and watch my demonstration carefully. If you listen closely and watch me during this lesson, you will be rewarded with a dessert of your choice. Please listen while I review some important skills you will need to be the best macaroni and cheese maker there is. Again, listen closely. How do I expect you to listen?
Closely.
Awesome. Should you be watching my demonstration?
Yes.
Excellent job. Can you remember where we keep the box of macaroni and cheese?
In the cabinet.
That's right. Do you remember what other ingredients we need besides what's in the box?
Yes. We also need milk, margarine, and water.
Great job, Billy. What tools will we need to help us cook?
We need a stove, a saucepan, a fork, and a strainer.
Good for you. That's right. We keep the boxes of macaroni and cheese in the cabinet. To cook macaroni and cheese, we will need other ingredients such as milk, margarine, and water. We also need tools to help us cook. For macaroni and cheese, we will use a stove, a saucepan, a strainer, and a fork. Now that we have reviewed some important facts about where we keep things and what we need, I'm going to teach you how to cook all by yourself. Again, please listen closely to these steps. First, boil the water. Second, stir the macaroni and cook for 7 to 8 minutes. Third, drain the macaroni and return it to the pan. Fourth, add the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce to the macaroni. Finally, mix well and serve up your delicious meal. I will repeat these steps one more time as I demonstrate. First, you must boil the water. Second, you stir in your macaroni and cook for 7 to 8 minutes. 7 to 8 minutes later. Third, you drain the macaroni and return it to the pan. Follow me. Return to the pan. Fourth, you add the margarine, the milk, the cheese, and finally, you mix it well. Can you please say that with me? First, are you serious? Boil the water. Second,
Stir in the macaroni and cook for 7 to 8 minutes. Third, drain the macaroni and return it to the pan. Fourth, add the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce to the macaroni. Finally, mix well and serve up your delicious meal.
You're awesome. Great job. Now listen only. When I'm cooking macaroni and cheese, do I boil the water? Yes. How do I know? Because first I must boil the water. Once the water starts boiling, do I stir in the macaroni for 7 to 8 minutes? Yes. How do I know? Because I need to stir in the macaroni and let it cook for 7 to 8 minutes. Do I add in my other ingredients before draining the macaroni? No. How do I know? Because I must drain the macaroni and return it to the pan before adding the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce to it. Billy, do I drain the macaroni and return it to the pan before adding the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because you need to drain the macaroni and return it to the pan before adding the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce.
Excellent. You're paying very close attention. You need to drain the macaroni and return it to the pan before adding the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce. Do I drain the macaroni and return it to the pan before letting it cook for 7 to 8 minutes?
No.
How do you know?
Because you need to let the macaroni cook for 7 to 8 minutes before draining the macaroni and returning it to the pan.
Correct. You're doing a fantastic job. Do you boil the water after you mix well?
No.
That's right. How do you know?
Because I boil the water in the first step.
Do you cook the macaroni for 7 to 8 minutes before draining it and returning it to the pan?
Yes, because I need to cook the macaroni for 7 to 8 minutes before I drain it and return it to the pan.
You're on the ball. I think we're ready to cook. Okay, remember, first boil the water. Second, stir in the macaroni and cook for 7 to 8 minutes. Third, drain the macaroni and return it to the pan. Fourth, add the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce to the macaroni. Finally, mix well and serve up your delicious meal. Can you repeat these steps back to me?
First, boil the water. Second, stir in the macaroni and cook for 7 to 8 minutes. Third, drain the macaroni and return it to the pan. Fourth, add the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce to the macaroni. Finally, mix well and serve up your delicious meal.
Your turn. Now you will do it. What do you do first?
Boil the water.
How do you know?
Because first you must boil the water.
Excellent. Now you have boiled the water. What do you do next?
You need to stir in the macaroni and let cook for 7 to 8 minutes.
Perfect. First you boil the water and then you stir in the macaroni and let it cook for 7 to 8 minutes. What's next?
You need to drain the macaroni and then return it to the pan.
That's right. How do you know?
Because after you let the macaroni cook for 7 to 8 minutes, you must drain the macaroni and return it to the pan.
Great, you're doing so well. Let's keep going. After you drain the macaroni, do you leave it in the strainer? And how do you know?
No, because after you drain the macaroni, you must return it to the pan.
Good job. What do you do once you have drained the macaroni and returned it to the pan?
You need to add the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce.
That's right. Once you've added the other ingredients, are you done?
No.
How do you know?
Because once you have added the other ingredients, you must mix well before serving.
Wow! Your macaroni and cheese looks better than mine. Take a look at this. Great! You have done a great job listening and paying very close attention. You must really want that dessert. I would love to have you tell me how to make macaroni and cheese in 5 easy steps. Can you do that?
Sure. First, boil the water. Second, stir in the macaroni and cook for 7 to 8 minutes. Third, drain the macaroni and return it to the pan. Fourth, add the margarine, milk, and cheese sauce to the macaroni. Finally, mix well and serve up your delicious meal.
Billy, I think you have learned how to make a mean batch of macaroni and cheese. You did an awesome job remembering all 5 steps in the right order. Learning how to cook your favorite meal is very important because I may not always be there to help you. Food is good for your health, your bones, and to keep your belly nice and full. Remember that our macaroni and cheese will be in the cabinets, and keep in mind the other ingredients and tools we use for macaroni and cheese. Let me know what dessert you want. 5 minutes later. Hey Billy, I hope you enjoyed the brownies I made for you. You certainly earned them. Can you tell me, do I boil the water before or after stirring in the macaroni and cheese and letting it cook for 7 to 8 minutes?
Before.
Great. How do you know?
Because first you need to boil the water, then you stir the macaroni and let it cook for 7 to 8 minutes.
That's right. Do I drain the macaroni and return it to the pan before adding my other ingredients? And how do you know?
Yes, because you drain the macaroni and return it to the pan before you add the margarine, the milk, and the cheese sauce.
The end.
Mmm.